did say something. Okay, you're live. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Tia Rodgers, Winning Life and Business. So happy to be here on this new adventure. Tonight, I come to you. My title is Become a Better Person. And a lot of us, sorry for the movement, but I got to move around. I'm here in the freedom of my home, one of the luxuries of being an entrepreneur, working from home at your own pace and your own schedule. Although I am still employed, and I'm grateful for that. Because like I said, for those that follow me on Facebook and Instagram, I love what I do. I enjoy helping people. So sometimes in doing what I do, I have to be very mindful of how I am interacting, what I'm saying, what are the words that I'm saying, how is it going to impact the person that is on the receiving end of the words that I'm saying, or and make sure that I'm a good listener, that I'm listening to hear the key things that I need to hear. Um, I'm very transparent. I try to be as possible. So feel free to ask me questions as long as they're not too personal. I will answer them. If anytime during the channel, as this is new, so I hope that you will subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family if you are enjoying my content. Um, as I was saying, that being someone that enjoys helping others and being able to be aware of who I am and where I stand, and being a good listener to hear what the key parts of what is needed from the people that I service every day. There's a constant look in the mirror that you do. There's a constant look in the mirror that has you. Okay, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take my glasses off. I can't see you, but I know that there's a glare with my glasses. This is my very first one, so I thank you for bearing with me. Um, Again, you have to look in the mirror and you have to deal with the person who you are, because if you aren't dealing with your issues within you, sometimes that can come off and leash on to someone else. And I need my glasses. I just feel more comfortable with them. So in doing so, there are 12 actions that you can take to become a better person and or a better leader. Um, excuse me. This whole work your own schedule thing is great. Okay. Okay. I have a text from one of my jobs. So therefore, I'm going to try to just get to this so that I can get to them. And handle my business here. Like I was saying, there's 12 action steps to become a better person. A lot of times we are trying to reinvent ourselves. We want to improve ourselves. We want to be better than the person that we were the day before. And that takes a lot of work. It takes courage, because it takes courage to deal with the things that you identify about yourself that you need to change. It's not always easy, but getting started is the key. And whenever you're changing and doing something new, it takes plenty of practice. So if you don't hit a home run right out the bat, it's okay. If God blesses you to wake up the next day, you have a whole nother 24 hours to try and improve that. So relieving some of the pressure and anxiety of trying to be better and achieve more, because I noticed that in today's time, everything's fast paced. Everyone wants things right away. They feel like, instant gratification is the key. But I'm here to tell you, um, through my life experience and my life journey, nothing has been instant. Anything that has been worthwhile Life fulfilling brings joy, peace, and happiness along my journey has taken its time. It's taken the process. It's the whole faith of the mustard seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you water it, you nurture it, you take the weeds out, and it takes time. Just because you don't see anything on the outside does not mean that something is not happening on the inside underneath. And you don't want to dig that up before it manifests itself and develops and shows you what was inside the seed. I've learned that that part of the journey is the most hardest process to get through. Not so much hard, but because we want to see, we want to get there so bad. And it's very funny because I laugh all the time because I have a business manager, and we sit and we meet and we talk and we discuss different things and strategies, as well as my upline leaders. Um, and we talk a lot about where I see myself and where am I going and what's my purpose. Um, and as I work my way through and discover my purpose and see where all this is going, um, I've noticed that when I'm supposed to be at the beginning, I am way down here with it. I'm like way advanced, and then my manager say, "Come on, come back here. We're over here." So we're at the basics, the basic minimums. So we're building a foundation to ensure that we have strong. We're building a strong foundation for the legacy, and that requires time, nurturing, and things, and constant checking in, reevaluating, um, sometimes switching things around, changing some things. So as the world turns and life goes on, you just take it one step at a time. And some of the 12 steps that you would like to begin practicing, not saying that you don't already have it, because most people are good people, um, for the most part. I like to believe that they have good intentions on being a good person, and those that sometimes are, I wouldn't say that they're not good people. I'm just going to say that some of us have experienced some things over time in life, and instead of dealing with those issues, we tend to internalize them and try to block them and blame others for things that only we can fix. Only there's certain things in our lives. Yes, things happen to us. Yes, things occur, but you can't live in that pain forever. At some point, you have to release that pain. Forgive those that have wronged you, hurt you, may have not helped you in the fashion in which you thought you should have been helped. Forgive them, because that forgiveness is for you, to release that pain so that you can get that burden off your shoulder, so that you can move on and become a better person and grow into the person and fulfill the life that you want to live. It says, see yourself for who you are. Your journey to becoming a better person starts with understanding who you are at your core. This is about becoming more in tune with your deeper self, so you recognize what relies, what relays you up, rouse you up. Because I was saying, when people hurt you, or you've gone through experience things, not saying that it's your fault all the time, but there's triggers that can trigger a feeling of something that happened to you in the past that rouse you up, that causes anger, anxiety, fear, doubt, and may stop you from doing what it is that will make you happy and fulfill your life. Don't let it. Sit down and take some time. Get a journal. You can use stickies, journal, notebook, just whatever you can to write on it. Just start jotting down. Just start writing down things that have upset you, things that may have happened to you in your life so that you can see the good and the bad. It's called the pros and the cons. You write it down and you look at it and you see what you need and what you don't need. And what you don't need, you get rid of that. And where you see areas that where you may need to improve or things that you can change, start working on those changes and create another list, because this is your to-do list. I'm going to change this. Say, we talked about forgive and let go of anger. Forgiving and letting go of anger is very important. Um, I am very spiritual. I wouldn't say religious, so to speak, because I found over time that some people are very passionate about their religious beliefs and uh, the words that they read out of the Bible or the Quran. And everything is debatable in this world today. I choose not to have drama in my life. I choose not to have debates because I realize that we are a diverse people. We are diverse in every area, every aspect of our lives, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's that they're speaking from their experience, their opinion, their beliefs. So I tend to try to respect that and not become argumentative, because us debating the words of the Bible or the Quran or whichever biblical book there is not going to change the fact that there is a higher being greater than all of ourselves that continues to care for all of us and gets us through every day, no matter what challenges we go through, no matter what emotion or feeling we're having. He gets us through it. And forgiving and letting go of the anger is very important. It says, when we forgive, we let go of anger and hostility that eats away at our happiness and clouds our mind. Forgiving someone who has hurt you empowers you to let go of the pain from the past. It doesn't mean you forget what happened. Rather, it means you learn to release resentment and anger, which would otherwise be a burden on your mind and heart. And we don't want to burden our minds and heart. We have so many things to do today. And if you're trying to create a legacy, a better life for you, your family, your children, your parents, whatever your dream is, whatever hurt has come to you, forgive those that have hurt you and set it free. That will allow you to free your mind, open your ears to hear those that are there to give you and provide you what you need. The tools, I like to call them, provide you the tools, coping skills to help you make it to the next level, the next day, the next journey, the next path that you may be choosing to go down. I have learned over the years from my own past experience of holding on to anger and frustration of what may not have worked out because I thought it was supposed to work out. Releasing it was so much better and freeing than holding on to it. I not only freed myself, I freed myself from the person or persons that I felt as though brought me pain. It doesn't necessarily mean that they brought me physical pain. It's just that sometimes, from my perspective, when you are, when you're, when you're going through different things and you're growing and you're different from when you were born to when you're going to be from infancy, you're one way. As a toddler, you're another way. As a young child, you're another way. As an adolescent, you're another way. As a young adult, you experience life in another way. And as a mature adult, you experience life in a whole nother way. And once you become part of the older generation, life is definitely a whole nother experience. And you want that traveling path to be a happy, joyous, pleasant one. So the only way to do that is to release the anger, set it free. Whatever you thought it was supposed to be, maybe God has something better for you. Maybe God didn't intend for you to be in that situation as you thought it should be in your life. Maybe God put those people in your life for a reason, because I believe people come in our lives for a reason, and a season, or a lifetime. And there's some that last a lifetime, and there's some that's there to teach us. And I've found that through relationships, and that's any type of relationship, romantic, work, family, friendship, you learn more about yourself than you do about the other person. And for some reason, you learn something about the other person that you might not have known because you were closely involved with it. You learn that at the end. You see them in a different light. You see them differently. And that's a blessing in itself, too, for those that get to have that journey. Um, Step 3 is accept responsibility. Accepting responsibility isn't always hard, because accepting responsibility means that it requires work. It requires something from you. Um, it says, stop blaming others when things don't go right. We just had that discussion. A key element in growing as an individual and becoming a better person is learning to accept personal responsibility for your actions. That's pretty deep, because you have to accept the part that you played in whatever the situation was. And I'm not saying that every person is responsible for the harm that comes to them, because that's not true. Some people are harmed unknowingly. And for that, that's even more horrific. But you too can recover. You too can get over the pain. You too can start a new life. And it says, for your actions, including your behaviors, emotions, and failures, everything you have control over. And those are things that you have control over: your behavior, your actions, your emotions, and failures. I have to say, it's okay to fail. It's not that bad. I've done it a couple times, but I've always gotten back up and got on my horse and been able to work it out. So I encourage you to fail. Fail big. I wouldn't say hide your emotions. I would say speak direct to your emotions. Know when to learn how to control your emotions, because sometimes in anger, we don't take the time to stop and think about what it is that we're doing in the point of the anger. The anger gets a hold of us and we're just reacting. Sometimes you got to take a deep breath, maybe a couple of them, maybe 5 deep breaths. Blow them out 5 times. Breathe in and breathe out. Do that about 5 times when you're feeling yourself getting angry. You'll feel your body calming down. It'll help you to think about how you need to react. Sometimes you don't need to react at all, especially if your emotions are really, really high. I found that to be the case for myself. Behaviors. Be mindful of your behaviors, because in this world, we're all connected by one person, and what one person does can have a trickle effect, like a domino effect, and you're not even aware of it. Being a mother, I noticed I was a young mom. I was a young mom at about the age of 18, 19. So I was basically coming out of adolescence, going into young adulthood. So I share that information with you just so that you can kind of get an idea of where my mindset was at that time, or my level of consciousness and awareness in the world itself. So, being a mother, I realized that I had to be more aware of the actions that I took, the behaviors that I displayed, and how I dealt with my emotions. Because everything that I was doing, my children were absorbing it like a sponge. And your children will mimic you before they do what you say. So that was very important to me, to be able to get in control of that. And it wasn't an easy task. It took practice, and over time, I got through it. I learned how to stop and take a deep breath. I learned to part of my coping mechanism when I'm triggered by an emotion or anger, or feeling like I failed at something, the sadness. I learned to take a deep breath several times, blow it out, rethink the situation, look at the part that I played in it. Did I do all the things that I needed to do? If I didn't, then I have to own up to that. Okay, well, it turned out this way because I did ABC, but I didn't do EFG. So that's why it turned out that way. So there's everybody copes differently. And if you feel free, to comment below. How do you cope with stress? How do you cope with anger? How do you deal with releasing some of the pain of the things that can kind of hinder us and keep us blocked in from moving forward to what we really can be, and who we really can be, and how great we can be at it with our gifts that are given to us. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. See, it says when you take control of your life, when you accept that you alone are responsible for your actions. To take these steps further, ask yourself whether you're taking responsibility for creating the life you want, for becoming the person you want to be, or are you just letting life happen and then blaming the world for your failures? They're very good questions, and I think we'll come back to those at some later date as I continue on with these. As I'm developing my channel and growing, we're going to just test run a couple of things and see how it goes. Um, but I learned over the years, accepting responsibility for my actions, my part that I played in life, whether I passed or failed when it comes to school. Did I study? Did I apply myself in the manner in which I needed to? Did I reach out for help when I was having struggles? Did I try to get a tutor? Did I try to join a study group that could help me pass? Or did I just let life overwhelm me? And to be quite honest, I did all of the above. There was moments where I just allowed life to overwhelm me and just rolled the roller coaster and went on and rode the ride. And when it was over, dealt with the chips as they fell and picked up the pieces, because that's what happens when you have to do that. You could go take the ride, but you have to pick up the pieces when you're done. Pick up the pieces, put it all together, put things in perspective. There's times when I've reached out for help, whether it's through a group, one-on-one tutoring, reaching out to a therapist, reaching out to a friend, confidant, even a stranger. Sometimes the pain gets so great that you will talk to anyone that will listen. And that's always good. It could be good and bad, depends on who you're talking to. But at the end of the day, I say it's good because at least you released it and you set it out. You you released it from you, which allows for new breath to come in, new air to breathe, and it unclouds your mind. And our minds need to not be clouded when we're trying to move and progress, because progression in itself is work. Uh, and all the time, no one really wants to sign up for work. Um, but you have to do it. It's part of it. It's the only thing that's going to get you where you're going. Um, I find that everything in life, anything that's worthwhile in life, is going to require a lot of you. It's going to require a lot of you to take ownership of your responsibility, to know who you are, to accept the part that you played and not blame others. It's real easy to blame others, but remember, when you're pointing that finger like this, there's three fingers pointing back at you always. So be mindful of that. Let's see. Admit when you are wrong and apologize. This is sometimes hard. It can be. Um, you know, apologizing, some people just feel as though, I'm just noticing, I'm just speaking from my own experience, because I can't speak from you all's experience because I haven't been you. I've only been me. Apologizing can sometimes be hard because, one, you don't want to feel as though that, you know, um, that you're wrong for your point, and you may not be wrong. Maybe the way you handled it was wrong, or maybe the way you said it was wrong. I was raised with, it's not what you say, it's how you say what you say. So sometimes you have to apologize and go back and just let that person know, I apologize. Recognize that they are human, that, we do make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. It says when we apologize, we show empathy for the wrong person. We acknowledge our mistakes. When we truly try to make amends, we show humility and compassion for those we have hurt. This has the ability to disarm those we mistreat and to heal their emotional wounds. But it can also help us heal. It's impossible to move beyond a mistake until we admit to ourselves and to others that we apologize. Apologizing allows for you to reconnect with that person. It provides another avenue of communication so that it can either get better, or we can decide that, okay, you can apologize to someone. That doesn't mean that they have to accept your apology, but at least you will apologize and you're trying to amend the situation. And it takes a lot to humble yourself and apologize. Apologizing is something that kind of comes easy to me. I don't know if that's just part of my human nature, but I don't like to see people hurting. I don't like to see people mistreated, whether I am the culprit of it or not. I don't like to do that. So I'm very quick to assess and apologize if someone lets me know that I offended them, or I hurt them, or I may even apologize them in the whole sentence while I'm saying what I'm saying to them. It may be I just don't know how to say what I'm saying without hurting them. Sometimes hurting someone is inevitable. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes being real and keeping it 100, as the kids say, it hurts. It hurts like heck. It's happened to everyone. But you feel it, you experience it, you apologize, you move on. You're better for it in the end. Be polite. Being polite is a small act of kindness we can do for everyone we come across. It is not a trivial thing There is power behind saying thank you and please. Give someone a warm greeting or taking time to make small talk. These little things instill positive feelings in those around you, especially when you first meet. Different situations will call for different levels of politeness and formality. And I'm sure you can agree. But when you're first initially meeting someone, it's good to be polite. I'm big on greetings. When you wake up in the morning, say good morning or great rising, great day. Say something pleasant. Say a greeting. How are you doing today? How is everything going? It doesn't hurt anything to do that. As when you're dealing with other people or you're even dealing with yourself, be polite to you. Be polite to you first. Then it'll be easy being polite to others. Um, and this is all about building you as a person. So a lot of these things you have to do with you first. Because if you do it with yourself first, it becomes second nature giving it to someone else. Have respect for others and yourself. Being respectful of others is a golden rule if we want to become better people. And it also relates to basically every other point on this list we are going over. It goes beyond treating others with good manners and listening to them. Although those are important elements of respect, respect is also about acknowledging differences in cordial ways. Respect. It's a very powerful word. Let's just think about that word for one moment, because over time and generations, that word respect has been taken out of context. My generation coming up and the generations before me, the way I was raised, respect was first and foremost. You were to respect your elders, no matter how you felt about them, no matter what they said to you, how they said it, you had to respond in a respectful way. And I took that very, very seriously, and I passed that along. And today, when I interact in the world, see that some people they don't respect as much as they should. Because as adults, we need to live by example. And I'm just speaking from my own point of view. Again, I'm speaking from my point of view, no one else's, and I'm sure that it could be debatable, as all things are possibly debatable, but I'm not here to debate. I'm just here to express my thoughts on becoming a better person. Respect. Our young people, I'm not going to say all, but some, have gotten away from respect. Respect is definitely something that is earned, and I understand that point. But respect is also being mature enough and aware enough to know how to conduct yourself in public with people in authority and elders in your family, your mother, your father, whatever it should be. Respect is very high on my list. And it saddens me that there's so little of it in this world today. And I wish that it was more. I wish it was a way to turn the pendulum around, if I'm saying that correctly, if that's the correct term. Turn the pendulum around so that we can instill some of that in our children that may not have so much of it because they're really taking away so much from themselves, their future. They're in their own way. And as an adult, sometimes we lack respect. We lack respect, so we don't give the respect to the children. We don't teach them respect. We show them this ourselves disrespecting others that are above us. So they feel as though that if you do it, they can do it too. We need to stop that. We need to stop that right now, because there is a way. It's even if it's not a written law, and I'm sure there's written laws, but even if it's not a written law, there's a universal law of respect. If you don't respect the world's not going to respect you. If you don't respect the universe and all the elements that's in it, it will disrespect you. My best example for disrespect that a friend of mine, a co-worker I used to work with, he rode bikes, and he would say, respect the bike, because if you disrespect the bike will disrespect you. And that means that if you rode that bike improperly and you gunned it too much or whatever, that bike would flip you off, throw you off, or it is malfunction in some way where you're not riding that bike. That bike was not allow you to do it. So respect is very big, and it's important. It's important to be respectful to others. Time, respect people's time, respect people's ideas, respect people's experience and lifestyles. Like I said, we are a very diverse world. So many things have changed from when I'm a child to where it is now. Not to say that the things that are in the forefront now did not exist. They always did, because the Bible says there's nothing new underneath the sun. So it always existed. It's um, how we deal with it and how we present it. But each person, respect them for their diversity, respect them for who they are, respect them for their beliefs, respect them for how they conduct themselves. It's important. And any feedback on any of this topic, please feel free to put it in the comments, and I'll come back and I'll read them. As I grow and develop this channel, any topics that you might like to discuss, I'll be glad to, do some research. And if it's something that I don't already know about, we can gladly work on those things together as we're growing, because I'm here on my own growing path. I'm here on my own journey. I don't think that I got here by accident. I think I got here by design. Some things occurred in my life. I've had challenges, but I've overcome most of those challenges. And in overcoming those challenges, somehow they led me here. So I don't think I'm here by accident. I think I'm here by purpose. So if you will travel along with me as I uncover the purpose. This is so interesting, because as things unfold, I amaze myself. I'm amazed at some of the steps that I've taken to even just get to this level. It's amazing to me. It's amazing. And if I could just help one person, I'm not here to change the world. If I have my little ripple effect in the world, I'm grateful for that. But if I could just help one person that may be going through a challenge in their life, or maybe feeling like, this could be better. I want more. There's plenty of options out there. There's plenty of ways to become more. There's plenty of ways to become better. But it all begins and ends with you. You have to start, and you start with yourself first. Start with yourself first, and then you can pour that into others. Not only pour it into others, but others will see it in you. They will see the work that you're doing in you. They will see it. It's that mustard seed effect again. What you plant inside will grow outward. But we have to fix what's going on the inside so that we bear good fruit on the outside. That's beneficial for all of us for many generations to come. Let's see. Set goals for yourself. Goals are important. I've set tons of goals, and I'm sure many of you have too. Sticking to them now is the challenge. Yes, it is. Sticking to your goals, taking the action steps that you need to work out your goals to get from point A to point B without jumping over C, D, or F. You know, let's see. Goals give us focus and a way to measure our progress. Goals motivate us to stay on track. Start by writing your goals down. Those who write down their goals and dreams are more likely to actually achieve them. And that is so true. Let's see, it's 2019 now. I'm going to say roughly about 1994. 1994, maybe I'm going to say 1992 to 1994. I began writing goals that I wanted. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to get a job, a career job, not just any job. I wanted a career job helping people. I wanted a house for me and my children. I wanted a vehicle to get around. And let's see, what else was on that list if I can remember? There was a couple other things. Oh yeah, I wanted to be married. I wanted to, have the traditional American dream. However, I achieved all those goals. It took me, let's see, I became a homeowner in 2006. I graduated college in 2005. Um, and now, 2018, as of 2018, 2019, I'm a entrepreneur. I'm building my own businesses. Um, I am now a business owner. I have involved myself in groups of others that are like-minded, goal-oriented, and manifesting their dreams through the work that they do every day on themselves and their business, following the blueprint. And it's a beautiful thing. It's such an amazing thing that happens because what did I say? I started in 1992. Do you see where I'm going with this? Do you get the time frame? Do you get the timing? Timing is everything. You may want it here, but you may not get it till here. But because there are steps that you got to take to get there. Are you willing to take the steps for you? Are you willing to build you? Are you willing to become a better person, a better you, a better mom, a better dad, a better worker, whatever? I don't want to say a better worker. I want to say better in your position, better in your career. There's all different types of careers. There's doctors, there's lawyers, there's nurses, there's certified nurses, there's LPNs, there's police officers, there's, what are they called? Blah, 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 blah. Medical technicians, something, MTS workers, those that come out, first responders, all these are great within themselves. And they've all done some work on themselves in their lives. They've taken steps to get to where they are. Um, and that's something to be very proud of. And you will be too. I don't know the age group of those that are following me, but for the younger set, if you haven't achieved where you want to be yet, don't worry. Don't get upset. Just keep at it. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to get there. And keep. I hope you're taking notes of these 12 steps to help keep you focused and help you go through your inventory from time to time, because evaluating and doing your own inventory within you helps bring greater things out of you and for you. Setting your goals, I said, it gives you focus, helps you stay on track, writing them down. So, what are your personal and professional goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And where do you see yourself within the next 24 hours? Where do you see yourself tomorrow? Where do you see yourself the next day? Where do you see yourself next week? Helps the journey in writing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Some of us have to take it day by day. Some of us can sit down and map out a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 15-year plan. Some of us need the daily, day by day achievement of achieving a goal. And if you don't achieve a goal that is on your list within that time frame that you've given yourself, feel free to change the deadline. If it doesn't get completed in that day, move it on the list for tomorrow. That's the great thing about growing. That's the great thing about becoming a better person, is that you can switch some things around. You may not accomplish everything all in one day. It's not meant for you to accomplish it all in one day. Life is meant for you to live, love, and be happy. And you get there over time, over doing, training, practice, reevaluating, reassessing. And it all starts with you, from the inside to the outside. Live with integrity. Living with integrity means being true to your ideas. It means that your outward actions reflect your inner beliefs and values. It means making the choice that are necessary to live up to your standards. Make sure you take the time to understand what integrity means to you, how your decisions align with your values and visions for your life. Integrity means to me that my word is my bond. If I give you my word, or I tell myself that I want to do X, Y, Z, I'm going to work very hard and diligently to deliver X, Y, Z to myself. If I promise another, or if I tell another with my words, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, or if they ask me to do X, Y, Z and I agree to do it, I am going to work very diligently to expedite and do that. Because where I come from, your word is your bond. Your word is all you have. And your word is just as good as the cash in your pocket. Let me say that again. Where I come from, your word is your bond. And your word is just as good as the cash in your pocket. So integrity means a lot to me because that means that I am bringing you me. And when I bring me, I'm bringing my A game. I'm bringing the best game that I got. Even if I'm dog dead tired, I'm going to give you the best that I got, even at a dog dead tired level. And I'm going to own up and do what I said I was going to do. And that's just it. You either do it or you don't. You either have it or you don't. Um, that's a big belief for me, you know. And it affects all my decision making because I don't want to feed myself a fantasy. I don't want to lie to me because am I going to lie to me? Who am I hurting? Me. Even lying to someone else is not even hurting that person that I'm telling a lie to. It's hurting me. And I'm not into hurting me. Not anymore. Not that I've done it in the past, but I may have unknowingly, not being aware. Nobody's perfect. It's all a part of growth and growing and exploring who you are. How do you fit into this world? If you even fit into this world. But what gifts can you bring? What benefits can you leave and give with others? Many of the gifts that I have received over my lifetime has stuck with me long over the time that the person that gave me the gifts has spent on this earth. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm so very grateful. From my head down to my toes. There's tools that I've been given along the way that can never be taken away. That always brings me back no matter how rough the roads may get, no matter how challenging it gets. Those tools, those gifts that were passed down to me holds me together and gives me the strength to continue to do what I'm doing every day. Whether it's coming to you live or whether it's me sitting in my office, whether it's me walking down the street, going to the store, it's all a part of me. Integrity. Very good word. Very good word to display. It's a good part of you to have as a person. Number 10, recognize opportunities to grow and change. Life is filled with unexpected twists and turns we can't predict. We can help, but be a little scared of change because the unknown is always a little frightening. That fear can hold us back. And without realizing it, you may be stunning your growth personally and professionally. Allowing yourself to grow and evolve over time is a necessary part of life and a part of the journey you are on. Don't turn away from new opportunities or shrink your responsibilities. Be willing to take a chance and push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And you may be surprised at what you find. Always strive to keep learning new things. Education and experience are essential if you are to grow and become a well-rounded and better person. And this is so true. Recognize opportunities to grow and change. I would fight a lot with change. I don't like change, even to this day, as much as change happens, because change happens knowingly and unknowingly. It's going to happen. It's going down. There's nothing you can do about it. But when you embrace the change and you move forward, you're going to learn new things. You're going to experience new things. Yeah, you're still going to feel the fear. You're still going to doubt. Is this going to work? Can I do this? But as long as you continue to keep moving, believe me, you will see that you will grow beyond belief. You will grow in every aspect of your life. And you don't want to deny that to yourself. Now, some of us might feel that we don't need to grow anymore. We don't need to learn anymore. We know all that we need to learn, and we've learned all that we're going to learn. And if that's your way of thinking, God bless you. But a wise woman once told me, you should learn something new every day. There's not a day that you should live on this earth that you should not be learning something new every day. And that wise woman was so true and correct. You learn something new every day if you're open to it. You can not be open to it, but it has a roundabout way of coming into you, and you're gonna grow anyway. You could be resistant, but then that's the outcome is also different too. When you're open to things, it's a little bit more easier. You can ease into it, and you can take your time and get to know it and become familiar with the new. New things are great. Be part of a community. Join others, like-minded people like you. And when you're trying to become a better person, you're trying to better yourself, better your life, better your family. You have to get around people that shares the same values, same morals, same concept, same way of thinking. In order for you to grow, because through that you can learn from each other, you build off of each other, you encourage each other, you push each other, you hold each other accountable and say, hey, Tia, you were supposed to do XYZ, did you complete that? Well, if you didn't, when do you think you're going to get this done? Because it needs to be done as soon as possible, you know. And that's a good thing, because community, we can love on each other. Community, we can help one another when we are going through things. We can encourage each other, lift each other up, pray for each other. I love the idea of community, because I always say that, it takes a village to raise a child. And I am a living product of a village raising a child, so to speak. Although I lived in what is my community? When I say I was raised in the inner city, so I wasn't in the urban community. I was raised and I lived in the inner city community, which has its challenges in itself. But even through the challenges, I was blessed to have people around me to nurture me, love me, push me, correct me, discipline me when needed, to push me to be better, to get me right here where I am today. And I found another group of community. Well, groups. Let's make that plural. I found groups of like-minded people that are moving towards goals, wanting better. They have the integrity. They have they are learning themselves just as well as I'm learning myself. We're discovering new things every day about ourselves, our businesses, our companies, our life, because life on life terms, life happens. It's going to always continue to happen. Life is never going to stop as long as you have breath in your body. But you still you strive and thrive to be the best person that you can be, because that's all you can be, is be the best person that you can be. But when you have a community around you, surrounding you with love and guiding you and giving you instruction and giving you what you need to grow for yourself so that you can perform better, be better, um, feel better for the whole group. You know what I mean? Being a single mom. I hate to say single mom. I'm going to stop saying that term, because for a long time I wore an imaginary sash that said single mom, as if it was a banner or something for me, like my super cape. But at the end of the day, I'm just a mother. I'm just a mother like anyone else. As a mother, raising my children, I too was blessed to find a community where we came together. We raised our children together. We ensured that their safety and well-being was together. We made sure that they received the proper education that they needed. Yes, we sent them to school. We participated in PTA, but overall, education begins and ends at home. The first teacher of the child is you, the parent. So you teach your child at home, then you send them to the school community, and within the school community also add and benefit to the nurturing and caring and nurturing and molding of our children. So all together collectively, we were able to raise our children and provide them the best life that we could provide them, which I say is pretty darn good, because I tell you, I've had some challenges along the way, and I've found that, it's really not so much about finances that really spoils the child. I find that love, affection, and attention can spoil a child. If you give a child your listening ear, your undivided attention, and you are there for them, nurturing them, encouraging them, correcting them, disciplining them when needed in a proper fashion, um, they grow. They develop and they grow into beautiful adults who also have to learn to work on themselves, take the steps, map out their goals to become who and what they want to become in life for them as they see it. So being a part of a community is a good thing. Community can be a geographical location where people live, play, and work, but it can also be a virtual space where people connect through shared ideas, values, beliefs, and needs. However you define community, it's important that you find ways to be a part of a larger group, and you may even be part of many different communities depending on your interests and background. So being a part of a community is very beneficial, um, and it helps a lot, because sometimes someone can reflect that mirror up to you again, just in case you get out of character, and you have to think about it. Sometimes we get upset when we hear certain things because it triggers something inside of us. Stop first. Think about, why am I upset about what is being said or directed towards me? Is it something that I need to change? Are they meaning this in a malicious way? Is this for my good, or is it to harm me? But only you can figure that out. You know, And then reapproach it again or go back and ask that person, well, what did you mean by that? And maybe they can break it down. It opens the lines of communication. And if you felt offended by what they said, be responsible and say, I took offense to what you said, XYZ, whatever. And hopefully that person will apologize and say, oh, well, I apologize. My intention was not to offend you. I meant it in this way. So now we open the lines of communication and it's going back and forth. The last step of becoming a better person is embrace the journey. Remember, this is an ongoing journey. Our actions, how we live, how we spend our time, those things all add up. Recognize that not everyone in this life is realize that not everything in this life is linear. Sometimes we have to go backward to go forward. Along the way, we all have to learn to appreciate what we have, to have gratitude for all life has given us. And that is so true. Enjoy your journey, embrace your journey, good, bad, and indifferent. Every day, you open your eyes and you're able to put your feet on the floor and start your day. Give thanks for that day. Give thanks. And go and be the best you that you can be. Because only you can live your life. Only you can travel your journey. As I was coming up, I was told this is by high school time. And they were preparing me for getting ready to go out into the world because they did their job and my parents did their job. And now I was graduating high school and it was my choice to go on off to school, which I was. I went to LPN school. I didn't graduate, however, but I went. And I remember my mother saying, you have a choice. You can either follow those that you want to be friends with, or, those that are doing whatever it is that you think is so exciting, or you can start building your life today. And you will see in 10 years from now, let's say I graduated in 1987. So I graduated from 1987 from Woodrow Wilson High School. And my mother told me in 10 years from then that some of the people that I was around would be doing the same thing that they were doing in high school, and I would have been done moved on. And it hurt my feelings at first because I didn't quite understand. I'm like, well, dang, what that all about? Well, I got to, I can go to school, but I can still hang out with my friends and I can still do this. No, I couldn't. In order to discipline myself, to better myself, I had to give up some things as far as hanging out, going to social events and whatnot. Not that I attended a lot because I was brought up by authoritative parents, and pretty much what they said, I did, and I didn't have a lot of social life. My social life basically consisted of, it was structured. It was programmed and ran and directed by my parents. So that's family, close friends, not very many outsiders, but a few. However, long story short, 1987, I graduated high school 2005. Well, let's see. No, really? Okay, yeah. 2005, I graduated college. So 1987 to 1997, that 10-year spot. My mother was correct. Some people had moved on and gone off to school and created a better life for themselves, them and their families. Um, they earned their degrees. Some went away to college. Some stayed home and went to college and made better. But those that chose to continue doing what they were doing and living their fabulous best life, doing their thing, come 1997, those same people were still doing the same things, and it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. And it's okay because timing is everything. People grow at their own pace. People learn and they do things at their own pace. Sometimes it takes others longer. But if you are motivated and you get a gut feeling that there's more to life than what's in front of you right now, I would say take the bull by the horns and ride the ride. Do the work. Discipline yourself. It's true. You're not missing anything. All that stuff is still going to be there. Social life is going to be there. Not only that, you're going to create a social life within the new path in which you're going. And who wants to deny yourself that? You're going to open yourself up to new experiences, meeting new people, learning new ways, evolving yourself, because all of that is going to grow and change you. You're going to change as a being, as a human being, one that God has created. And being a human being in itself is an amazing thing. You figure you take an ovum and a sperm cell, somehow they meet in the middle. This cosmic combustion takes place, all this figuration of cells and things that is going through DNA and all that is happening, and you get a baby. So if God can create something like that and make you and me, we can do that with ourselves and create a better us, a better you, a better me, a better world, a better place to be together. Now, will everyone join us on a journey? No, because I learned over time, everybody can't come along. Some people have to learn their lessons another way. But for those of us that are brave enough and courageous enough to step into the change, to grow, to learn, to be all that we can be and fill ourselves with life, we're going to enjoy that journey. And if you are on that path, I wish you peace, I wish you joy, and I wish you happiness as you go along. I don't want to send you in blindly because, yeah, it's going to be some good days. There's going to be some bad days. It may even be some days you say, oh my God, why did I decide to do this days? But as long as you keep doing the work and you keep moving, you're going to love the person that you're going to become. I have been working on me for quite some time now. And the older I get, the more I'm loving every piece of me. Every piece of me. There's some things, some parts of me that I had to let go in order to get to where I am right now. And there's some pieces that I didn't let go, that I carry with me straight through the journey because they're a part of me. They're supposed to be with me. And I love every part of them being a part of me. And you will too. Becoming a better person, becoming better in life, becoming a better being, doing better, wanting better doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you a snooty person. It doesn't make you better than anyone else. Because you're going to face challenges just like everyone else does. Life is going to happen on life terms. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and you need to know when to draw. I think that's a Kenny Kenny, what's his name? Oh man, I love him too. What's his name? Kenny something. He's a Western singer. I forgot it. My grandma liked him. He has a song with Dolly Parton too. Well, anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, something like that, you know. Know when to walk away, know when to run. You gotta count your money. That's my song. But anyway, I know it's just a little bit, but just on the lighter side, you know, becoming a better person, 12 action steps that you can take is see yourself for who you are. Forgive and let go of anger. Accept responsibility. Admit when you are wrong and apologize. Be polite. Have respect for others and yourself. Set goals for yourself. Live with integrity. Recognize opportunities to grow and change. Be a part of a community and embrace the journey. I want to thank you for your time and allowing me to come to you on this day. I want to say many praises and blessings. May God continue us and continue watching over us along this journey. We're just at the beginning. We're at the beginning. I can't wait to see you at the end. As we move along and we learn more and we grow more and we discuss different things and we all get to know each other a little better and get comfortable in our skin so we can share with one another about where we want to go, where we are, where we would like to be, what we've been through. Because I'm sure my hope is to build a community where we can lean on each other and help each other through. Because trust and believe, you're not unique in your experience. You're not unique in traveling this journey of life. And I'm sure there's someone that has gone through what you're going through or have gone through or, you know, may possibly face ahead. Together, we can build each other and make each other strong. That's what it's all about. Each one, teach one. We pull each other up, not push each other down. This is our first meeting each other of one another. And like I said, please subscribe, like, and share this video with others so that we can grow and get down to the nitty gritty and let's share some things because some seeds have been planted. So I'm waiting to see what comes and manifests from the inside out. Have a blessed day. I'll talk to you soon. Good night, all. Hit the wrong button. Sorry. I'm a little goofy sometimes too. That's good. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you again for joining me. I so appreciate you, each and every last one of you. God bless. Until we meet again.